going on out there, man? It's another episode of On the Palate. I'm Jordan Reviews It.
I'm Josh.
D Connoisseur.
I would like to first and foremost thank everyone out there for liking, comment, and subscribing to our previous videos. If you like what you see now or in the future, continue to do so. So, ladies and gentlemen, first segment of the day. How you guys doing today?
They're doing wonderful, man.
Amazing. Super excited to get into this special event here.
Yeah, we took a week off, so I was glad to be back. I haven't had a drink in 24 hours, maybe.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special episode for you. We have some of the rarest bottles of Blantons on the planet Earth, ladies and gentlemen. And there are some individuals out there chasing these bottles, and we're here to let you know today whether or not they're worth it, what they're worth, and just what they taste like. So, gentlemen, you got anything on these bottles? I mean, Josh, what do you know?
Love to start with this one here. This is another one of our wonderful store picks. This comes from BK Miller in the DMV area. They're located in Maryland, Clinton, Maryland. They're one of our better whiskey grocery stores. And it was really nice that they were able to get this barrel pick, and it's something special. We're gonna try it and see what we like, but I'm excited. I think this is really gonna be a good one. Yeah. BK Miller's has been around for quite some time,
right,
and they really have a good selection. I would tell anybody, if you're chasing, go there. Make sure that you buy some
they have a bourbon club as well.
Yeah, bourbon club. Make sure that you buy some Wheatley's vodka and stuff like that in order for them to be able to get these barrel picks, because Buffalo Trace just doesn't give out barrel picks. You really got to spend money to get them.
Got to get the Buffalo Bucks. So out there, man, if you're in the DMV and you're looking for a great place to go and shop, get yourself some good bottles, definitely check out BK Miller. Now, first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk a little bit about these bottles.
Well, before you go there, I got to give a special shout out to Joe, because Joe is my connect at BK Miller's.
Okay.
Shout out to Joe.
So if you go to BK Miller's, ask for Joe, and then make sure they put you on the bourbon club list. And another thing before we go, this is important. Every year, and around this time, November, when Pappy drops, Pappy about to drop, they do a big auction of all the Pappies, all the BTAC, all the special bottles. You definitely want to get in that lottery. Ask Joe about it. And not a lottery, but an auction. It's an auction.
So definitely.
You familiar with that auction?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
So definitely inquire about auctions at your local liquor stores out there, because it is that season where some special drops are happening. Camp out of your Costco's because something is coming, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not the end of the world. Now, jumping right into these bottles. I mean, we got some pretty rare Blanton bottles here. I mean, these are the most expensive Blanton bottles that are on the market currently. We have, first and foremost, we have a 2019 release, the Maison Whisky version of the Blantons. I believe this one's out of Singapore. So this is an exclusive Singapore release, right? And then we have a blue label, right, which is essentially, it's nothing particular about it besides the proof. It is proofed up at 98 proof. This one was 64.4.
It's more like a straight out of the barrel.
Yeah, straight out of barrel. And then this here is out of Poland. It's an exclusive Poland release. So pretty interesting there as well. And then lastly, this one I believe is the most highly toted of the three in terms of pricing. I think this is upwards of almost $2,000 to $5,000 almost. And it's another La Maison
limited edition.
Yeah, limited edition. This is 50% alcohol value.
Yeah, so, they proofed that down a little bit, not a lot.
So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, jumping into these bottles, what do you guys expect? What do you want to start? Like, what do you got?
I think we should start with something a little more familiar to the viewers, and that's a store pick, like BK Miller's store pick. Damon, I think you would like to go that way as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I mean, BK Miller always has the best store picks.
All right.
It's not your, I mean, it looks like a regular Blanton, but it's something a little extra than your regular Blantons, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, just talking a little bit about what store picks are, right, so that people understand. Certain like liquor store owners, I would assume, they have the opportunity to go visit the rick houses and basically pick their own barrels. And if it's one thing we know about a single barrel whiskey or bourbon or what have you, each one of them could or has just these slight variations in the overall profile and proof. So it is, when you get yourself a chance to get a store pick of any bottle, I think it's worth it just for the simple fact that you're going to get one of the most unique one-of-one bottles that may be out there.
Now, what I will say is that for BTAC only lets a limited amount of whiskey, liquor stores come up to their facility. They usually send out a barrel pick palette, and you pick from the palette of what's available. That's what BTAC does. Buffalo Trace, in other words, Buffalo Trace. That's what they do.
All right, gentlemen, on the nose.
It's amazing.
Beautiful nose.
It really is.
I'm getting a bit of a darker nose than a traditional Blanton's on this one. Is this
is rich.
Is this proofed higher than a regular Blanton's?
I don't think so.
93 proof.
Yeah, I think it's just 93.
It's around the same.
It's really, really great nose.
But it's, I mean, I'm getting the regular traditional Blanton's nose on this.
But a little richer.
Yeah, it's a little, it's definitely richer on the nose.
This was a good pick.
Yeah.
Whoever picked
It's
it.
amazing nose. It really is.
Really good nose.
All right, gentlemen, on the palate.
On the palate.
And that's prime Blanton's.
Oh, God.
That's prime Blanton's.
That's
This
a hell
was
of
a
store pick.
this is a good store pick. This is a really, really good store pick.
You know, in my experience with Blanton's, while at times they could have a little bite to them at times, this one is coming off very smooth to me. I mean,
Very smooth.
It's heavy. It still has a full body to it. Like, it has a full body to it on the palate. I can feel the weight. And I mean, it's just consistent all the way through. I mean, Blanton's is Blanton's is Blanton's. But in talking about Blanton's, though, I mean, it is one of those bottles that are highly sought after by the entry-level bourbon chaser.
Yes.
And a lot of people feel like Blanton's is like, oh my God, you got a Blanton's, it's
Yeah.
amazing, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, in the Maryland area specifically, I can say that it's very attainable to find a bottle of Blanton's if you have been in the game.
Yeah.
So I would just say for Blanton's in general, it's a great bottle. I think that you should own at least two before you open one. In my opinion, while it is great and it's $49 MSRP.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Nowadays it is.
It's 49. I never knew it was 49.
$49 MSRP.
I got it for 89.
Most
80,
places
yeah.
right now are probably running it right at about 60.
And that being a store pick, of course, you're gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little higher on the
It's
store
gonna be-
pick. So I think this is very reasonable for a store pick. Whoever picked this, Joe, if Joe picked it, he did an amazing job. This is one of the best examples of Blanton's because again, some Blanton's you can get are a bit bitey, a little bitey. And this is not it. This is smooth, robust, aromatic, nose. This is a quality spirit.
So what would you, for those out there though, how much would you spend at most for a Blanton's? I mean, we see them on the shelves at times for $150 for a regular bottle.
As a chaser, I don't chase Blanton's for over $60. 60 is my max.
What about you, Devon?
119 is what I've been paying. 89, I got it at, I mean, because, Joe and them don't mark it up.
Yeah.
BK Miller tends to say they don't mark it up.
Yeah.
So at 89, that's what I got it for from them. But this is
Yeah.
amazing.
If non-store pick Blanton's, if I seen it on the shelf, I would easily pay $100 for it. Nothing more though. 150 is like I just really need a bottle, but I wouldn't pay over 100 on a regular day for a bottle of Blanton's. So.
And I don't want to get off topic, but BK Miller's is one of the only stores that doesn't mark up the liquor.
Yeah.
They sell them for very close to MSRP.
Yeah. They don't do secondary prices at all.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So where do we want to move to next? Are you ready to go?
I think we should.
What you said? Right here, right? Or here?
I think we should roll to
Middle?
Poland next.
Poland?
Yeah, let's go to
All right,
Poland.
taking a trip to Poland. I got the
We're on the super train to Poland.
So Poland, man, 98 proof Blantons. What are your expectations here?
I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be really something to behold in, and it is bottle 203.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for a batch to get under 500. That's great.
And it's a 2019 release, so.
And
It's got some age to it out the
98,
barrel.
98.
Yeah,
98 proof.
98.
What's secondary on this? Anybody know?
Secondary on this particular bottle, I believe is around. I think I saw it for 1,200.
Yeah,
Yeah, around 1,200 or higher.
yeah. The rest of the bottles for this evening.
And this is the cheapest one.
Yeah, the rest of the bottles for this evening are gonna be secondary 1,200 and above.
But I think 1,200 on this particular bottle is for due reason. I mean, it was exclusively released in Poland in 2019. I mean, they probably have never even seen a bottle of Blanton's out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or for most people, right? And so I think to curate particular bottles in places like that, I think even when we talk about the La Maison do, it really helps to spark their own domestic curation of Blanton's. I think is really what it helped to do. So, I mean, that whole approach to reaching out and sort of blazing a trail for the local whiskey scene in other countries, I think is interesting.
Yeah, I believe that the distillers at Buffalo Trace deserve a pat on the back for reaching out to smaller markets.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. $1,200 on the nose.
On the nose. Wow, that's
That's a good nose.
that's wow.
Let's talk about that nose for a second. What are you getting on that?
It is rich.
It clears my sinuses in a good way.
There is a bit of ethanol, but nothing crazy.
But it's not like ethanol. I'm getting like dryer sheets. Like it's like super fresh, like aromatic.
That's bingo. That's exactly.
Yeah.
It's very aromatic. It's very aromatic.
Yeah, dryer. Like if you hard
That's
sniff,
exactly what that is.
if you hard sniff some dryer sheets, like this is,
I'll tell you, someone need to make a cologne or air freshener that smells like bourbon.
Yes,
Bourbon.
a bourbon cologne.
It's just us.
No,
everybody.
I think everybody needs a bourbon cologne. The ladies would love this. The ladies would love this.
a bourbon oud.
Yes.
A bourbon oud.
Yeah, this
This is
is
amazing.
Yeah, it's
really
dark.
nice nose.
Yeah, red fruits.
Red
1 to
fruits.
10, what'd you give it a nose? 10 being the best.
9.
On the
Give us a
nose.
9 on the
You
nose.
can go points too.
Yeah.
No, it's solid 9. Solid 9
On the nose, I'll give this a 7.9.
give it like a 9.5. This
7.9
nose
because it doesn't blow my socks off. It's good. It's a good nose. I want to give it an 8, but we got some stuff over there.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's very.
That's true. That's true.
It's a linear, but it's really pleasing.
Yes.
It's a
Yeah,
linear.
this is amazing to me.
It doesn't take like I'm not getting much off of this besides like the drier sheets and the red fruits. You know what I'm saying?
Very, very robust red fruits.
Maybe some nutmeg.
Nutmeg on the tail end.
Yeah.
Softness of nutmeg.
You get a little tad of citrus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Citrus is maybe that's what I'm smelling on the front end. Is a citrus.
Well, gentlemen, I think we've nosed this one to death on the palate.
On the
Well, that's surprising
It didn't match.
at all.
that's Polish.
It didn't match.
That's a Polish
It
palate.
didn't translate at all.
That's a Polish palate.
What do you call a backdrop of snow and mountains? Bland. Didn't they? You know, Poland is like known for like the bland food capital of the world.
Yes.
Like this is very bland.
Potatoes, turnips, boiled meat.
Yes.
I'm shocked that didn't translate.
Yes.
This is mundane. Very mundane.
it's like on the front of the palate, I'm getting like these hints of this sweetness.
Like it wants to jump out.
But it's something this blandness just
Very subdued.
you can't have this. You know what I'm saying?
Very subdued.
I wonder what happened here.
I don't know.
Hey.
But I think in Poland, for their palate, this is excellent for their palate.
Yes. I mean, yes.
It's not bad, but
It's not bad at all. This is a quality spirit. but you can tell why it was bottled specifically for Poland.
The nose is fantastic.
The nose is amazing, but this
The palate is.
this flavor is
That's a really good nose.
And the finish
flavor
weak.
is-
That's a weak finish. It's short.
very weak finish. It's short.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a Scotch type of finish.
Yes.
So that's what they would drink.
This is
This
it's
is an introductory from
Yes.
bourbon into a Scotch world.
yes. If all you know is Scotch, or if that's like your leading drink, and you went to this, like
Yes.
you'd have no problem.
Yep.
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Very, very. That's spot on. Spot on is
I'm
that.
shocked.
This is a great introduction to bourbon.
I thought this was gonna be amazing.
It's not bad. I'm
It's
just
not
saying
amazing, though.
it's not made for us.
Not amazing.
This is not made
It's
for
not
us.
worth $1,200.
It's not made.
I would never buy another bottle of that.
How much would you pay for that?
I would even pay that. I paid no more than the Blantons.
In Poland, I paid $500-600 US. I paid $500 or $600 US in Poland. In America, I paid $12.
I wouldn't.
As a limited release, being honest, right, in this modern bourbon market, as a limited release, at most, I would spend $500 for this bottle, at most. Consider
To have it on the shelf, because you're not gonna drink this.
That's pretty much what it is.
Oh,
It's,
to have it on the
it's
shelf.
just to say I have one of the most limited Blanton bottles ever. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not something I drink and say this is fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's I mean if we were to give this a particular rating, this to me is definitely a 76.
Damn, that's a fuck.
I can go along with that. I'm in the 74.9 range.
I'm in the average range as well.
Yeah.
The BK Miller pick was definitely better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
BK Miller pick
and it's
is
a lower proof
is
at that.
a 70, 79, almost an 80.
If I
It's
told-
huntable. It's huntable.
If I had to pick between the two in the store and they both were the same price, I would get the BK Miller.
Yes.
Yeah. By
That's
far.
just the truth because I don't know. I used to collect whiskey as well to put on the shelf. I no longer do that. I open everything.
Yeah, we drink here, ladies and gentlemen.
So I don't need to have anything on the shelf.
Yeah.
Only thing I have on the shelf is backup of my favorite bourbons.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's for a taxidermist. So, where do we want to go next? We want to stay in the line with the proof. We went from 93 to 98, and then we're going to 50. So,
But I think since we're over the pond,
Yeah.
why not stay over the pond?
all right then.
Let's stay over the pond. Now we're going to Singapore.
Singapore, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 64.4 proof.
Straight out the barrel proof.
Straight out the barrel. What is that, like
128
110?
plus 8. 128.
128, ladies and gentlemen.
28.8.
We're in the game.
This might be the highest proof Blantons that might be out there.
I'm a proofer, so I should love this one.
Straight out the barrel is,
Oh, they got some 130s.
straight out the barrels. That's what I thought.
To Singapore we go.
Singapore, huh?
I got a joke for you.
Last time we had jokes.
What was Mariah Carey's favorite beverage?
I wouldn't know. Nick Cannon.
Roller coaster.
A Singapore. Wait, no, I could have did that better. How does Mariah Carey like her bourbon? A Singapore.
Singapore.
A Singapore. I just made that up. I just made that.
The most interesting man in the world.
Oh man.
All right, on the nose, gentlemen. Let's get
On
into it.
the nose.
Okay.
Not getting,
Not as
That's
full. Not as full.
It's very grainy.
not getting much on that.
It's very grainy.
Yeah, it's not.
It's almost maltish.
It's very disappointing.
It's almost
Single malty.
Yeah, it's almost. I think maybe they curated these based off of like
Yep.
making bottles that were like in line with what the palate profile of those people were.
Yep.
Like, I mean, we talked about this Polish one and like, you know, the whole Scotch linearity, even though Poland's in the middle of Europe and
Yes.
Scotch is more so like, you know, west.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, if you're talking about brown over there, you're probably drinking Scotch.
Yep.
But when we go to Singapore, I mean, that's malt whiskey. That's
Malt whiskey capital.
Yeah, that's malt whiskey territory over there. So
Yes. Heavy barley.
it's very malty.
Yeah. Heavy barley in Singapore.
Well, what you gonna rank the nose? What you gonna give it?
It's interesting.
This is one thing that we at some point should talk about is the different profiles related to bourbon.
Yes.
Everything isn't for everybody. You gotta find your profile and what you like. There are certain things that, you can be heavy in the malt, but still be a good bourbon, right?
Yes.
Or a good whiskey, right? But I just feel like sometimes that simplicity of like those single grain or dual grain bourbons, if you didn't really curate the maturation of that particular juice, it sometimes can come up short. And I feel like
I think that's why I enjoy 4 grain so much.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't, but I like the complexities of 4 grain.
yeah, very diverse. I'm not getting a lot of diversity or
No,
uniqueness.
I'm not getting any diversity here. This is a single malt whiskey.
So far,
It has the single malt
Yeah.
whiskey nose. Let's not say it's a single malt.
so far of the 3 we've tried, this
BK Miller.
Yeah, that
BK
BK Miller is
store
winning.
pick is blowing the socks.
Shout out to Joe one more time.
Listen, Buffalo Trace, if you're coming to Maryland, whatever bottle he got at BK Miller, we need it everywhere. We need it everywhere. All right, gentlemen, on the palate.
That drink single malty too.
It does.
It reminds me of a Yamakasi.
Oh, this is the high proof one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yamasaki.
I'm
Yamasaki,
wondering why this gonna bit so much. I'm like, oh, that's a bite. Like you can't swallow that one too fast.
Get a little sweetness.
On the very back end.
Yes, on the very
mid
back
palate is bitey, very malty. So again, when you're talking about flavor profiles, we're looking at your Japanese whiskeys, your Korean whiskeys, where they're a lot heavier in the barley area. I don't know what the mash bill is on this. We don't have that information, but you can tell that this is barley forward. And again, like Jordan said, they're making it for the market that they're selling it in. And if you're talking about Singapore, you're talking about a heavy single malt area. So.
And this is an exclusive release, so I guess they were just like, keep this over there.
Yes.
Because I think if you're Elmer T. Lee appreciator, you're a Blanton appreciator, got this particular bottle and expected something great, like Blanton's great from it, you are in for a rude awakening, my friend. So this particular bottle, I think, runs anywhere between 1,200 to 1,500.
Yeah.
Even more in some places.
Yeah.
Some people like to give things an upper edge because of the proof. But how much would you pay for this particular bottle? Would you buy it? What do you rate it? What do you recommend?
Again, for me as a hunter, I don't need this on my shelf. I'd much rather have a gold label on my shelf over this. Even though it's proofed higher, I'm not a huge single malt guy. I do have some single malts on in my cabinets, but for me, at the most MSRP I'd pay is $130.
For me, again, considering it is that locality. Limited nature to it, being that it's only sold in Singapore, super hard to find. The proof is higher than that one, but at the same time, I will say I would only spend $500 for it, and it's not something I would have to appreciate it for what it is. It's something that I would have to say, I have it. What about you, Demar?
For myself, when I started off as a collector, not a drinker, and so it's very collectible. It has that wow when someone comes to your house and your cellar and they see all these exquisite, exclusive blends. For the wow factor, that's different. But I had woke up one day and decided I was going to open up everything in the cellar. So I don't collect like that anymore. That's why these are all popped. And so I'm not impressed with it that much. The mid palate I thought was great, and that's about it. The nose wasn't that good. The finish was lackluster. On the front, it was nothing. I just wouldn't buy it for no price. I mean, if it's on the store, I'm gonna walk past it. I'm just not gonna pick it up.
And it's what's crazy is a lot of these bottles, as limited and exclusive as they are, you know, they're marketed as a Father's Day gift in, some places, and it's just like, yeah, buy Dad this super exclusive Blanton's bottle for $1,200 when you can go get a Pappy Van Winkle 15 or 10.
10 for $7.
You know, and actually have something you like. So so far in this limited Blanton's release, not shitting on the company, but it's just like these bottles are just so left field for them in a way. I don't, it's not giving me that traditional appreciation you have for Blanton's.
Yes, but what we can say is that this was their attempt, the distiller's attempt to open up a new market.
Yeah, appeal to that market.
Yeah.
But I want to keep in mind, I want to say this, just to be fair. They're not bad. They're not bad. They're drinkable. I mean.
Yes. Again, that's what we like to say, is that depending on your flavor profile, if you are a single malt guy, so if you're doing more of the Japanese whiskeys, this is a great introductory to bourbon on that level. It appeals to that for sure.
They're fine.
And the same thing with Poland. If you're into scotches, this is a great introduction to a Scottish bourbon.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, fortunately, we've had the opportunity to drink some of the most exquisite bourbons ever created in a long time. So we're kind of hard on judging these things, you know.
But by saying it's not bad, I'm also saying it's not good. In my opinion. And what I mean by that is, I mean, to Josh's point, these were curated to, I think, appeal to a certain market within their relative, like, you know, areas. I'm just saying, like, if I seen these on a shelf here in the United States regularly, and I picked this up and I drank it, I think it would give Blanton's a bad name.
Yes.
Like, I mean, like, okay, I'm saying it's very neutral. It's a very, these are exclusive, come and try this and let me know what you think. But it's not like, I mean, I hate to be the Russian judge here, but it's just like, I don't have any appreciation for these.
Yes, I get it.
Other
I
than
totally
they
get
look
it.
nice. I mean,
Yes.
They're great looking bottles.
And again, depending on what your bourbon journey is, if you're a collector, chase them.
If you're a collector,
get them.
Yes.
But if you're a drinker, like we are,
No.
it's not the best expression of a bourbon. So moving on to something I think is really going to be special.
You think so?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the most expensive one here. Yes, this is the most expensive one here.
Yes.
This is the most highly toted. It's from 2020. I think this one's domestic.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's still
domestic.
under La Maison Du though.
Yes.
La Maison Du, I think, is like French.
Yes.
So.
They finish it basically.
Oh, okay, so they finish. Oh God, that's interesting.
So be prepared for a finished Blanton's.
That's what this is?
Yeah, this is a finished Blanton's.
Right. I'm not expecting much from it.
My eyes and ears and heart is open.
I'd like to say one of them was delicious. To make you go chase one of them, that'd be.
Hey, the BK Miller.
BK Miller. It's keeping it in context. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the last rare Blanton of the day. I think this one is upwards of like 2,600.
26 to 3,000.
Yeah, 26 to 3,000. I even seen one place for 5,000.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was I thinking about?
The limited edition red label.
Oh, got it, my mind.
I mean, hey, you are probably the only person on the entire Eastern Seaboard
with
to
this.
have all of these Blantons
Together.
like,
Yes, together.
together. Like, so I mean,
And then we're drinking them. That's the difference.
And we're
Most
drinking
people
them.
have them,
Oh,
you know,
these would be
tucked
under
in.
lock and key. These would be under the basement
and
floor.
this is a great opportunity for the shameless plug, ladies and gentlemen. Drop a comment below if you want to try any one of these bottles, and we will reach out to you if you are a lucky commenter, and we will send you a 3-ounce pour of one of these particular bottles that you may be interested in. So we'll select probably 4 different comments then.
Yes.
So drop a comment, and you can you know, gain an opportunity to try one of these bottles for yourself, as exclusive as they are, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, fellas, on the nose.
On the nose.
On the nose.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Now we finally got some light.
Second best nose of the
This
night.
is giving me some normality.
Yes.
This is some normality.
Very
I'm getting dark
good.
chocolates though.
That's encouraging.
I'm getting dark chocolate.
Not as viscous as the BK Miller though, which is interesting.
Proof and oh well, yeah.
I thought it'd be more viscous.
You're right about
I'm
that.
enjoying the nose though.
No legs.
Very fruit forward. I wouldn't say it's robust. I'd say it's a good nose for a bourbon.
But it's together though.
Yeah, it's all together. There's no separation.
It's gonna be light.
It's gonna be light. It's gonna be light.
But the nose is pretty good.
It's 100 proof.
It's a 50. Yeah, it's 100 proof. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 100.
This is
Smells good.
Let's talk a little bit about the nose though. What do you think about that nose? I mean, it's not subdued at all, right? It is wide open. I'm getting some dark chocolate on the nose.
Black
Dark
cherry.
chocolate.
Some citrus, some red fruits.
Yeah, I'm getting
Lots
black
of
cherries.
red fruits and a floral bouquet.
Yeah.
It's quite a floral
Yes,
bouquet.
it's very. I'm definitely getting.
It's
floral.
outdoorsy.
It's amazing. It's amazing nose.
I like that.
I like
It's a nice spring day.
I like that nose. I don't think it's
No.
It's close.
It's close.
It's close.
It's very close.
I like this nose. I like this nose the best out of all of them.
Okay. It's definitely close.
I can see how you can say that.
Definitely.
All right, gentlemen,
On the palate.
on the palate.
On the palate. So that's an aged, finished expression of Blanton's. That's what it is.
That's good to me. I like that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this is Blanton's that's been aged.
Yeah.
It's been finished,
Cause that oak,
and yeah.
you get a
So
lot of oak on that one.
this is a special. That's why it's expensive. This is a special Blanton's. I would defer to my whiskey brothers here on whether it's worth it, but
It's not worth it, but it's
it's definitely a great expression of Blanton's.
In context. All of these bottles uniquely identify in some way, right? Of them though, right? Like when we talk about like, you know, all of these limited releases, right? Not the BK Miller, but this particular one right here is the one I would buy.
same here.
It's the one I would buy, it's the one I would try, it's the one I would chase.
Yeah.
Right? This one gets an 85 for me. Now, I wouldn't purchase it at $2,100. I would at most, again, for this particular bottle, $500. I wouldn't pay more than $500.
I wouldn't go to 5.
You couldn't touch
I give you
that for
300.
500.
I
I'll
wouldn't.
give you 300.
I
You
wouldn't.
couldn't touch that for 300. What are you
That's
guys
the most
talking
I'm looking
about?
at. That's the most
There's
I'm looking
nowhere you can find that for
But
either
it's
of
just
those prices.
it's just not that good though. It's that exclusive. It's that hype, right? But it's just not that good.
But let me say this. It depends on your flavor palette. I think that there are people
We're
who
talking
like,
about a Buffalo Trace product.
I know, but there are people who like finished whiskey.
I'll give you
Oh,
this.
that's what, it's finished?
This
Oh,
is a
what?
finished whiskey.
It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. This has been sitting in some other barrel. This is
We
not
don't know the information on that?
not yet, no, but we'll come back to it because this is something we're going to revisit. I'd love to put this up against.
I mean, the details don't help me change my idea on this.
No,
I'd like to put that up against.
Something from Bardstown.
Yeah,
This is good.
Maybe
Something from Bardstown.
maybe the prisoner. The prisoner.
either Prisoner Series or the LeBeau.
Yeah.
I'd love to put it
LeBeau,
up
I
against
think,
that.
is Bob blowing the socks off of this.
Okay.
I think
What about the Amber?
no, it might be down.
This beats the Amber.
Okay, but that's the thing. That's why we said so we'll be revisiting this, ladies and gentlemen, with some Bardstown or a Heaven Hill product.
Yeah.
It's okay. For me personally, I really just would not buy another bottle of it. I don't care what its price is.
Okay.
Because I don't want it. I mean, it's here for you guys. Are you coming back requesting this? Are y'all coming back and say, let's drink these Blantons?
I'm coming back to say it's great to see these on your shelf.
And just the
great to see these on
follow
your
up
shelf.
sips don't make it any more.
I don't want this.
Like this is, I mean, listen, this is what I like to call flavor flav. Flavor flav. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. on these, right? If you get an opportunity to get a single barrel store pick,
Yeah.
Blanton's, go for it, right? But these,
It's a no. It's good though. I mean, it's all right.
it's a no for me, dog. It's
But
only one of
it's
these.
fine.
It's only one of these I would buy. And it's
I
this
wouldn't even buy it again. I wouldn't buy it again.
But we will be revisiting Blanton's. We still have a couple more out there, straight out of the barrel, gold label, and the always talked about limited edition.
Yeah, the straight from the barrel is really good.
Yeah.
I've had a few bottles of those.
All right.
I'm a fan of straight from the barrel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this one.